Hey everybody, welcome back to Tim Travels. It's Terry, your host. And as always, well not as always, but as recent, my sidekick Beatrice is here. What's up, BB? You see anything going on in that parking lot that's untoward? She always watches the parking lot. So I am in Statesville, Georgia. Statesville, North Carolina. I'm not going to do really any history or geography. I will say, North Carolina, state capital is Raleigh. Largest city is the Queen City, Charlotte, which I talked about the whole Queen City thing in a video, I don't know, a while back. Because Cincinnati's a Queen City, and Cumberland, Maryland has called itself the Queen City over the years. Anyway, I picked up a load at Tyson in Ottawa, Illinois the other day, and it's a 2-stop load. So I just had finished up at my O2, which at most other companies is known as stop number 1, but at Prime it's the O2. And man, I know Capstone Logistics has a bad rep, but this was this was beyond the pale. It took like 4+ hours, 9 pallets. That's all they had to get off my flipping truck was 9 pallets. And oh man. So, and I drove overnight to get there, so I'm shutting it down now. But tomorrow I'll get back on the day shift. I got a delivery, the rest of it in nearby. So I wanted to talk. I found a channel of a brand new Prime employee, and it's called Callie's Trucking Adventures. It's Kallie. And I just, clicked on it. I watched the video, and she was kind of doing a mea culpa on failing her CDL test. And, that's not uncommon. I mean, she kind of got twisted up on the whole brake test part of the pre-trip. And you know what? It's easy to do. It really is. You get scared, not scared maybe, but nervous. And she said something about her, the examiner saying, okay, well, you can start over, but, if you don't get it this time, I'll have to fail you. And I think that's unprofessional, okay? Everybody knows if you mess up on a CDL test, you're going to get failed. But telling the person being examined, the examinee, I guess is the word for it, that, the next thing they do wrong is going to be a failure, is basically like creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because now all they have in their head is, if I make one mistake, I'm going to fail. And anybody who's been around for a little while will tell you that that's always bad. You're almost destined to fail. So, I thought that was unprofessional. But something else she said in her video that really resonated with me is that her trainer, so a Prime driver, Prime employee, called her a dumbass. And again, I'm not telling this story to embarrass her at all. I'm telling it to illustrate something. And it's this. And let me just give you a little of my background. I mean, I think people know I was in the military. But not only was I in the military, but on 2 separate occasions, in fact, the only 2 times that I had what is called shore duty in the Navy, I trained people. The first time I trained recruits. I was a recruit company commander at Recruit Training Command, Great Lakes, Illinois. And anybody that's ever been in the Navy knows those are the guys with the red robes. I trained over 700 recruits in 3 years. I was the recipient of the Distinguished Leadership Award, and I was a Master Training Specialist. Okay? And, I trained people that got right off the bus, didn't know jack about the military. And my job, believe it or not, in boot camp, the purpose of boot camp is to prepare somebody for further training. And you teach lots of skills and lots of procedures and policies and history, and you create a person that's going to be able to go on to advanced training, and they're going to be able to take the lessons and the discipline that they learned in boot camp, in recruit training, and apply that across the board in training, working, etc. And all the things that people do in boot camp are a similitude of what they're going to do as an operational member of that branch of the military. You teach them skills that, you know, like to this day, I could tell you things that my company commander said and taught, and things that I used from him when, like, 9 years later, I was on the street training people. So, you know, that's one thing I did. The next shore duty I had, I was one of only 24 senior chief or master chief petty officers in the Navy to be a company chief at the United States Naval Academy. People that I trained, people that I mentored, are at this very moment senior Navy and Marine Corps officers. Some of them have been lost in combat. Some of them have been bona fide, you know, heroes, you know, people that have silver stars and other awards. Some of them have been commanding officers of Marine aviation squadrons, Navy ships, SEAL teams. Okay, I'm still in contact with lots of them. I'm pretty sure that we'll have an admiral pretty soon from my company. I was the 20th company chief at the Naval Academy. And so I share that with you to illustrate that I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to training people that are new. And, you know, we had this thing in the Navy called the care and feeding of a new recruit. So I guess the title of this video is going to be the care and feeding of, you know, a new truck driver. So if you're training, and I probably will be training at some point because I think my son is going to come to prime, and he's, you know, we're all going to work together as, you know, like our family operation. But, you know, the trainer, the truck driver, they have to be the adult in the room. They have to be the professional, right? You don't get to call somebody names because they make a mistake. Okay? And let me just pause for a second and say, notwithstanding that I think Prime is a good company, I actually don't like their model. I think that you should not venture farther than 5 or 6 miles from the terminal that you train at until you get your CDL. And personally, I question whether people really understand the ramifications of taking somebody out that just has a permit on the open road. You know, because you're the only licensed driver there, right? Like, if they do something stupid, you're probably going to get a ticket because they don't have a license. Okay, you're going to have liability. But and you know, like I said, they need to be focused not on driving. You know, like Callie was talking about driving like from California to Florida. That's putting the cart before the horse. What she need, and every other trainee in PSD, they need to learn how to park a truck, learn how to pre-trip a truck, and learn how to drive around the block and go over some railroad tracks and make a left turn, a few left turns, make a few right turns, not curb the trailer, and basically pass that test. Then they have a CDL, and if they do something, then it's their CDL that's at risk. Okay, that's why when I was at night, where I got my CDL, I think that's why they do it that way. But in any event, if you're training at Prime, don't embarrass yourself and embarrass the company by being that guy or gal, okay? People are coming here to learn your profession. You should actually be a little bit honored that somebody wants to emulate you, or at least learn what it is you do. They want to be like you. They want to drive the big rig, okay? They're not going to be your competition, but they are going to be a danger to you if you didn't train them well. And they're going to be a danger to a lot of people, okay? They're going to make mistakes just like you did, just like I did, okay? And just like I continue to make mistakes, because I talked about the learning curve in reefer, But they don't deserve to be maltreated or berated or anything like that. If they don't take instruction, then what you need to say is, hey, you either need to do what I say and pay attention to what I'm trying to teach you, or you do need to find another line of work. And, I would share that with the company too. But conversely, if I was a trainee, because I was not too long ago, and I had a trainer that was calling me names and stuff, I would definitely say something to the company. It's harassment. It's a work environment that is not tenable. So I don't know who her trainer was. I don't really care. But if the person's watching this video, you ought to just do a little bit of a self-check, because maybe you're not cut out for training. And if you're a person who thinks, oh, I'm going to train just so I can make extra money and go in the freaking back while some person that's doesn't even have a CDL is driving across New Mexico in the middle of the night, then you need to find a new job. Maybe it's definitely not training. So I'm happy to hear comments about this. If you don't like what I'm saying, please subscribe. If you do like what I'm saying, hit the like button. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can hit the dislike button. Somebody hits that every video. I don't know who. I kind of feel like it might be the same person all the time, but I'm more than happy to talk about this and debate it. But the trainer, the recruit company commander, the drill instructor, the company chief, they have to be the adult in the room. Okay? They're the ones that have all the knowledge and the ability. If they can't act professionally, then the whole organization is eventually doomed, because then you have unprofessional people who create other unprofessional people. B, I'm over here talking. Stop. That dog, it's a little tiny dog. All right, thank you. All right. Anyway, have a nice Sunday. And if you got a trainee on your truck, treat them like a human being and treat them like you would want to be treated. And teach them something. Teach them something that's valuable, and teach them something that you would want, you would expect out of yourself. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you soon.